Bobby, aka Anarcha Media here, and in this video I would like to talk about what, in my opinion, is one of the most underrated science fiction sequels of all time, Tron Legacy. And sort of analyze the philosophical underpinnings and themes of the film. Now, Tron Legacy is, of course, the sequel to the the 1983 is, of course, the sequel released in 2010 to the 1983 science fiction Disney classic Tron, starring Jeff Bridges, David Warner, and Bruce Boxleitner. And Tron Legacy actually has Bridges and Boxleitner reprise their roles from the originals, kind of. I say kind of course, because one of Bridges' characters from the original was derezzed by the Master Control Program, the antagonist of the original film, and ironically, the position that the Master Control Program occupied is taken over by the replacement of the character he derezzed. So, kind of poetic in a weird way, really. And that character was, of course, Clue, the residual image security program for Kevin Flynn, the main protagonist. And the main antagonist of Tron Legacy is Clue 2.0. Now, in many ways, Kevin Flynn is the neglectful god of the grid, and Clue 2.0 is simultaneously an allegory um, for Adam as well as Lucifer being being made in his creator's image, trying to co-opt his creator and corrupting his creator's image to his own ideals, in the process. And Clue's primary conflict is actually not with either Flynn or Tron, however. They just sort of get caught in the middle. His primary conflict is with the ISOs, which is short for isomorphic algorithms. And the reason the ISOs are such a threat to Clue 2.0 is Clue, because he is a program, has a very particular vision of perfection, because he was created in the image of his creator, and and programmed to create the perfect system. He interprets this very literally, being a program, of course. He perceives that because he is a program made in his creator's image, therefore he has to force everything to conform exactly to his creator's intended design. And of course, the Flynns, as human beings, are able to see the beauty in chaos, the beauty in the unplanned. the beauty in the organically occurring within the artifice that the Isis represent, the beauty in the choice that they represent. And as a program, Clue 2.0 does not understand that. Everything has a purpose, everything has a function, things can be repurposed to be closer to perfection, but if they serve no specific purpose, then their existence is a flaw in the system in his eyes. It is an imperfection. And again, because he was told by Flynn to create the perfect system, he cannot tolerate this at all. And so he destroys the ISOs. Only Cora, one of the heroines and the love interest of the main protagonist, Sam Flynn, Kevin Flynn's son, who is clearly both visually and narratively a representation of Jesus Christ, just as Kevin Flynn, as I said, is in essence the God of the grid, and Clue 2.0 is the Lucifer/Adam allegory. Cora, can be seen as representing Mary Magdalene, who in some interpretations was the favorite apostle or even wife of Jesus. Although the Gnostic Gospels do not specifically state this at any point, the Gospel of Mary Magdalene certainly does make that implication, which of course words such as Holy Blood, Holy Grail, and the Da Vinci Code would then go on to expand upon. Also, in both Tron films, are subtle, um, there are subtle anti-capitalist and anti-fascist themes as well. The 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 antagonist of both Tron films having clear parallels to both Satan and Hitler. Um, Clue 2.0 arguably even more so with his view of the users as morally inferior, selfish, lesser beings, which also so makes him very much a philosophical opposite to Tron far more than the Master Control program ever was. Although the Master Control program also viewed users as false gods, the Master Control program main, mainly used his anti-user propaganda as a way to silence dissent to his total control of the Tron world. And Clue 2.0 does this to an extent as well, albeit arguably more efficiently, because ironically enough, he was made in the image of his user. And which is another way in which Clue 2.0 is a negative parallel to Tron, who was also made in the image of his user, Alan Bradley. With the friendship between Bradley and Flynn extending to the friendship between Flynn and Tron inside the grid. Tron himself in the film can also be considered a parallel to Odysseus in the Lotus Eaters part of the Odyssey by Homer, as Tron, as Rinzler, essentially is a hero who has lost his sense of identity and purpose to a dark force, and that he once tried to fight against, and has to regain that purpose in order to get home. Which, of course, by the end, he does with Sam's help. There are also many references to Greek mythology in the film, with Michael Sheen's character, the the flamboyant ISO club owner, Castor, whose real name is Zeus, spelled... Huh? I love you too. Z-U-S-E, but still, we all know who he's named after.